I'm at the train station again. I have my trusty backpack. It's another car collection caper. I made it to the station with minutes to go. So I'm a bit out of breath. I've got my tickets, I've got my coat, I'm alright. And today's destination, Glasgow. Because obviously that's a sensible place to go if you're buying a car you've never seen before. So you have to drive it 320 miles back again. Well, I appear to have reached Glasgow. That's my trusty Voyager train that has got me here. I'm going to go and meet a friend for dinner, head to an Airbnb overnight, and we'll call that day one complete. Next time you see me it'll be tomorrow. Here we go then. Oh, my new car. It looks alright from this distance. Behold the magnificence that is my new car. We're already starting work on it. We're going to change the tyre because the one that's on the car is dreadful and the spare is much better. And we've got completely the wrong fuel filter to try and stop it leaking petrol everywhere, because it's going to be first year enough as it is. It doesn't need any help. Important business already. We're checking the picnic tables work for carrying cups of tea. This is affirmative. And the nose under the bonnet, where we've discovered it could really do with a lot more oil, but we'll work on that, that's fine. But that all distracts us from the marvellous condition of the car. See, it's gone for a bit of weight saving here, so that's useful. It's also a little, yeah, I'm not going to touch that, a bit crusty in places. Windscreen is epically delaminated with a bit of bubbliness there, just nice. Looks, had some nice solid welding there. Not a perfect colour match, if I'm honest, and they've taken out, look, they've taken out some of the important information. I don't know how I'm going to know the firing order now. I was going to check the coolant, but the cap doesn't seem to want to move. So it's definitely one of my top quality purchases. I'm a specialist at them, and we're going to try and change the fuel filter, which is near the rear wheel, and see how we get on. Well, we're now lying under the car because we've just found a massive oil leak, or fuel leak rather, from this return pipe. So it's a nice manky filter here. That's the return pipe, and just about there you can see where it's been washing away the underseal. That pipe's knackered. So we're going to try and replace that section, and hopefully all will then be well. Hopefully. Well, mixed success so far. Let's see if I can get you in with the camera. Oh, lots of lying down on the floor involved. So I've put this section in because the pipe was leaking very badly at this point where it's clipped against the chassis, and unfortunately it's now leaking up here. So that's where I was trying to cut it earlier and I couldn't, but I've managed to free off a clip to get more access. So we're now going to sleeve that section, and then hopefully it'll stop chucking petrol everywhere. I will say this, I'm not really a fan of the smell of petrol. It's quite stinky, but I think overall, after my last collection caper, I'm going to say I prefer the smell to diesel. Practically perfume. Sometimes lifting the carpets is a really bad idea. I might bung some aluminium tape over that, you know. No wonder the boot's damp. Look at that mould. Or is it cocaine? Even by my standards, this is pretty terrible. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, look at that. Go on, give it a start. Hey! I see no drips. Might actually be able to drive home. Well, this is actually it then. Excitement reigns. I've got an immobiliser, so I need to insert that in there, and it only goes one way up. That's convenient. Key in the ignition. How long to get home? Oh, it reckons I'll be home in 6 hours. We'll see. Idle's a little on the lumpy side. So screen wash is low, bulb check seems to be failing, and there's a ziggy sort of a thing as well. I wonder what that means. Here we go then, this is my first drive in my new Daimler. Oh, it's smooth. Oh, it may look absolutely dreadful, but oh yeah, that's feeling quite nice. I can hear bumps. I can't feel them. Oh, this is lovely. So this is the first time the car's really moved in 3 weeks, so I'm hoping it's going to be all right. The mileage is allegedly 109,000, so that's barely run in for one of these. Oh, I suspect I've got an indicator bulb out. Oh, that one's playing up as well. Exciting times. Seem to get a warning light come on every time I hit the brake pedal. Also, we've discovered that the offside front caliper is sticking, so we're going to go back to his house. We're going to have to dismantle the brakes. It's now gone 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was rather hoping to be on my way by now, but unfortunately this wheel, the brake seems to be blinding, so that is warm. So I'm not going to attempt to drive 300 miles with a sticking disc, or sticking pad rather, so I'm going to whip the wheel off, see if we can free stuff up and hope it's okay, and have some lunch. Yeah, that is not turning very well, so let's get the wheel off, have a look. Right, we're in, and I'm trying to clean the nipple up because I want to check that the flexi hasn't got an internal fault. So if I open that and fluid spurts out, it suggests the caliper is still pressurizing. But in the course of doing that, I've noticed that this slider boot doesn't seem to be there. So if that's the slider, I'm kind of screwed. And this is your problem. Crappy little sliders, oh that's not really in focus, they get all manky because the boots disappear in time, and so the caliper can't slide freely and it tends to jam up. That's still quite warm, but not too bad thankfully. We haven't got any of the right caliper grease. There's a limit to how many times I'm prepared to go to Halfords in one day, so we're going to clean them up, lube them with whatever's to hand, and that'll have to do. Well, I've got oil all over my face. That's how much of a fun job that was. Nice of Neil to tell me about that. Thanks, Neil. So I'm now testing the brakes. So we've not quite stripped, let me do that window up, not quite stripped the caliper, but we've tried moving the piston doesn't seem to want to move, but we have cleaned up the sliders, so the caliper is definitely floating again, and really I'm just kind of hoping that that's going to do the job. That's second gear engaged for a bit of engine brake. Oh, I've got check engine light on again, which I think I'm just going to assume is a sensor that's not very happy. On with the handbrake, back into drive, through the J gate. They didn't change it to a D gate in the Daimler. Handbrake feels a bit stiff, but it does seem to hold the car in drive, so that's always encouraging. And away we go. So with the check engine light, what's happening is it's stumbling a bit, and then check engine light comes on and it starts running smoothly again. My suspicion is that the oxygen sensor is kaput and it's starting to splutter because it's running too rich or getting a dodgy signal from that sensor, and it's got some sort of default mapping. Oh yes, now we're moving. I can feel the warmth of the heater that is impossible to turn off. The fan doesn't work, but nor, it seems, do temperature controls, so it's stuck on permanent hot. I've got permanent heat coming out of the vents. My god, I've bought a quality machine. Well, I've just checked the brake and it's still cool, so I'm going to chance it. Oh, come on, seatbelt. This is the worst seatbelt in the world. So close. Ah, there we go. Right, time to get on the road. So, let's try and put some noise up. Thankfully that was a digger and not me. So why on earth am I doing this? Well, I don't like to ask myself that question because it's very hard to find an answer. It's a ridiculous thing to do, and I'm not sure why I've done it. Well, I know why I've done it. I've always wanted an XJ40, and this one was dirt cheap. I've paid £350. Although there is a part of me thinking that was still too expensive. Let's see if it can get me home first, and I may reappraise the situation. I swallowed a brave pill and opened the sunroof. Not sure it'll ever shut again, but it's helping get rid of some of the heat from my stuck-on heater. I think it's stuck in demisting mode because I don't even get any cool air out of the face vents. All deeply upsetting on this really quite warm day. This may not be the perfect summer vehicle. It isn't the perfect vehicle in so many ways. Still haven't reached England. Scotland's quite big. About another 65 miles to Carlisle. Generally, ignoring all my errors, it's going really rather well. Did I just say that? I can't really call it refined at speed because of this stupid heater. I'm having to have the sunroof open. So it is spoiling the ambience somewhat. But there's a sign in front of me now that says I am leaving Scotland. Welcome to Cumbria. I have made it to England. Well, just topped up the screen wash. Seatbelt isn't getting any better. And yeah, we're still at T-Bay. I've checked it over. The brake isn't hot, so that's not jamming anymore, so that's good news. I may have to edit that last sweary bit out. So yeah, let's start the engine. See which warning lights I've managed to get rid of. Yes! I'm down to a bulb out and whatever the electrical symbol means. I could probably have a look in. But let's find out what's wrong. Aha, here we go. Circuit failure. Ah, if I press the VCM button, it'll tell me what's wrong. Fuse 1. Okay, I've got a fuse out. Thank you, car. No idea what that's about. Do my washers work now? No. Maybe that's what fuse 1 does. Anyway, let's get back into drive. I know, let's engage sport mode and we'll see how quickly we can get up to speed. There we go. Pretty quickly. So I'm going to set the cruise. I didn't clean my face, did I? And settle back down to getting back to Wales. Where we are, there we go, set the speed. Away we go. Oh, if you want to know more about this car, it's probably a good idea to check out the next issue of Classic Jaguar magazine. It'll be full of lovely, shiny, perfect Jaguars, including a very interesting Jaguar Mark 1 race car with some Lister history. And joining these wonderful cars will be this shambolic Daimler. Check us out at shop.kelsey.co.uk or keep an eye on my social media where I tend to prattle on about magazine stuff all the time. That's at Dudley Wobbler on Twitter, it's Ian Seabrook on Facebook. Well, we've made it. I've still got a grubby face, but, well, I'll say we've made it. We're in Wales, so I haven't quite made it home yet. But let's see what my sat-nav says. 70 miles to go. Yeah, even though the suspension's tired, I know the bushes aren't the best, and the shock absorbers definitely are not the best. It's amazing how well this car rides. I think that was the problem with my Vauxhall Omega, which is on its way out of the fleet this week. It just doesn't cosset you in the way this does. Of course, that engine is so silky smooth, although it should be pointed out, according to the computer, we are doing a mere 23.6 mpg. I think it may be too dark for me to do a report when I get home, so just in case it is too late, I shall say thank you for watching. Sorry there hasn't been any drama on this section. I hope we get home. Thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll have a detailed look around this car some other time. Ta-da for now.